This is HYPNOPOD number 7. We're pretty close to 7.
This is
All right.
nice.
We have Blayke Rose, drummer extraordinaire, actor extraordinaire, everything extraordinaire here, a good friend of ours, and we're doing a Labor Day weekend podcast with Blayke, and it's really nice to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I don't know how many beers I've had, but I'm so happy to be. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy for you to join us, and we are very happy to have you here. And it's an honor, honestly.
It's an honor, honestly.
What is the secret of drumming?
The secret of drumming is your ears.
Let me tell you something. One thing we forgot to do before we started this pod is put headphones on.
Can we start over entirely?
This is an impromptu podcast, and we're gonna just shoot the shit, and we're gonna talk about things. But first thing we're gonna talk about is Blayke Rose, who's got an amazing band.
Thank you.
Called LIPRASH. And we're going to talk all about LIPRASH. Like literally the entire episode is going to be about LIPRASH, because LIPRASH is one of the greatest bands I've ever seen live.
Really? Do you mean that? You don't mean that. No, there's no fucking way. There's no way. No!
I'm going to say that. No, I really mean that, because we have a close connection. And I believe that it is one of the greatest bands I've ever seen, because I have a close connection with you. And to see that close connection play, what was that, man? We're a lot of beers in. It is Labor Day weekend. This is HYPNOPOD.
All I heard was
everything goes tonight. So Blayke, I watched one of your last shows.
Yes, sir.
You are an amazing drummer.
Thank you, sir.
What makes an amazing drummer? What makes you so great? How do you become a great drummer?
Well, I have to start by saying there's a lot to this. This has many layers. It means a lot that you say that. But to be honest, I feel like there's so many people who are so much better than me at drumming, and that's what makes me a better drummer. If no, I never feel like I'm quite good enough, which is something I'm working on. But because I'm not perfect, I still have a lot to learn, but what has helped me is just listening, using my ears. Okay, what have my favorite drummers done? What is that sound that they're making? What do I have to do in order to get my body to make those sounds at that right time? And so it really is, it's your ears. And while I feel like I have a long way to go, I feel like I've got to where I am because I have used my ears. And that's the easiest way to put it, because I don't have any formal training, which I wish that I could have, but I feel like I'm too far gone. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm too far gone.
Yes.
But you should read Dave Grohl's book if you have not read it.
I've not read it.
You need to read. It's The Storyteller by Dave Grohl. And he has, spoiler, he has hinted at a second book. So I'm hoping that happens. But
yeah. What does he talk about in his book?
His fucking life. It's crazy. Reading his book, I have laughed, I have cringed, I have cried. It's incredible. And his story reminds me very much of my own. And I took my time reading it because I didn't want to finish it. And I knew I was getting to the last few pages. And I was like, I'm going to read these as slow as possible. But yeah, no, it was beautiful. And it reminded me very much of my own story. And Dave Grohl is someone that I very much look up to. I have an extensive list of favorite drummers, right? And he is on there. But he was self-taught as well, just like me. And he had tried to get some formal training, and he paid a good amount for like an hour or two maybe. And it discouraged him a lot. He was like, fuck that, I can't drum like that. And he went on and continued to do his own thing. But it works for him. It fucking works for him. And he just rides off the vibe, dog. Like, that's all you have to do. And that's it, man. Like, and that's what he's done, right? Like, he's very much inspired by disco drummers.
Drummers, right?
Yes.
There's a thing about disco drummers.
Yeah.
What makes a disco drummer? What is that?
It's the
beat?
feel.
The feel, right?
It's just the fucking feel, because
it's closer to the bass. It has a lot to do with the bass.
Dude, yeah. And I think because I love disco, but I also love punk. And what is it? Because, right, like Dave Grohl, he loves ABBA too. He's talked about it. I've posted, it's in my highlights somewhere on my Instagram. But there's a clip of him and Taylor Hawkins, R.I.P., talking about ABBA. And he's like, my mom loves ABBA. My kids love ABBA. Everybody loves ABBA. Everybody loves ABBA. That's it. And, but he very much, like, I couldn't tell you, like, I'm not a drum professional. I don't know what I don't know what it is that makes disco and punk mesh so well. But I think what it really is at the end of the day, in my opinion, could be wrong, but in my opinion, it could very well be that because at the end of the day, music is about what it makes you feel.
Yeah.
So, like, disco, fucking get into it. Like, it makes you, like, yeah. And punk music makes you want to, like, so you can very easily take a disco beat, put some punk guitar, punk bass, punk vocals over it, and it works. Mm-hmm. Because it's about what it makes you feel at the end of the day. That. And it makes you want to dance. And both punk and disco make me want to dance personally. And so I love ABBA too.
ABBA.
And yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, there's so much more than just ABBA. Like, that's just an example because Dave Grohl specifically talks about ABBA. But you need to read that book. That's my point. I'm babbling, but you need to read Dave Grohl's book. Absolutely. It's
I'm a big fan of Dave Grohl as well. Yes. And let me hold on. Get your mic as close as possible to you.
I feel like it's very loud.
No, you can be as loud as possible because I have a limiter on, and I get ASMR. Is it ASMR when you talk all low?
So
and stuff?
I was doing this earlier.
So you can get as close to the mic as possible.
Hi, everybody.
The closer you get to the mic, the more our listeners love it.
7-step makeup routine.
Yes, they love this stuff right here. We are late at night. We're doing a late night pod, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be incredible. And we have our good friend Ryan Kibbe here. He's over here. He actually signaled before I even said his name. He went like this. He's over there. I wish we had I wish we had a second camera on him, but I do agree that it's a feel. And I went to one of your last shows at the Mint. No, sorry, it wasn't at the Mint. The Monty Bar. There, M's I get confused by. Monty Bar,
Monsoon.
The Mint, all these spots. It was at the Monty Bar. I actually remember August 8. I'm trying not to say and on the podcast as much. I noticed the last HYPNOPOD number 5 or 6, 5. I was going, hey, blah, 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 blah. I go, way too much. So I'm trying not to say,
But that's okay, because you can also cut that out.
I cut it out, but I said it way too much. But we're here.
It's okay. You learn. That's how you learn. You hear it back and you're like, let me work on that. Yeah. And then you do. And that's that's using your ears.
That's using our ears. I'm always freaking out that we're not recording. And we're like,
Are we?
We're recording. I'm looking down at the recorder.
Can you see me? How do I look?
You look great. Usually I'm sitting on that side, but it doesn't really matter, really, does it? Okay, so you and I have known each other for at least 4 years now.
4 years? Over almost 5 years now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we bonded over something that I don't want to bring it up, but it is sad. Our good friend Jimmy, we had a death in the family, and we bonded over that, and it still hurts us to this day. Of course, our good friend lost their pet. A good friend, Cadeau, we lost her, and we all bonded over Cadeau. And Cadeau was such a beautiful soul. She was a mix of Pitbull and something else.
Vishla.
What was it?
Vishla.
Vishla. Pitbull and Vishla, our good friend Jimmy, lost their beautiful Cadeau.
That's my husband. Don't get it twisted.
Her husband. And a future husband to be, and our good friend Jimmy, who lost Cadeau. And
sweet girl.
Ever since we've been great friends, and we've shared a lot of memories and a lot of okay, I just said and I promised not to say so I'm going to speak a lot slower.
Sir, get down.
My goal,
Sir, get down.
My goal is to never say ever again.
Okay.
But if I do, it's life, and what can we do? So we're here.
I'm watching you.
She's watching me. Your Blayke is watching me. Blayke, okay, so I went to one of your last shows, and I must say, my honest opinion, it was at Monty Bar. Unbelievable show.
Thank you.
And you have a great front band and a bassist, and you, of course, you're an amazing drummer.
Thank you.
And I've seen your evolution as a drummer. And we've been jam banding for 4 years, both of us. And I saw you I've seen you grow as a drummer, and it's an amazing thing to watch, actually. And how does it feel from your side, though?
It doesn't feel like anything's different. Like,
right?
I feel like I'm still, like, when I played with you, because I think I still have a video up on my Instagram. Like, that's how my current bandmate found me. Was like that video. He saw me playing. He was like, "Yo, you play drums? Like, we should jam. Like, whatever." But at that point, because I didn't own a drum set until very recently, and I was just tapping on whatever I could to learn how to play, like using my ears, just using my body parts to learn how to play. And what did you ask me?
Your evolution as a drummer. Your evolution as a drummer.
But yeah. So
that's our cat running around. If you hear little tippy taps, you hear him.
Yeah. But it was when we jammed, we played Sultans, and we played the full song flawlessly.
Yeah.
One take, flawless. And like, I had never even played that song. And but that video is still on my Instagram to this day. And that video alone has, like, changed the trajectory of my career. And because I ended up selling jewelry to a musician who then asked me to jam. We started a band, and that is now what you see is LIPRASH.
So
because of the video we were playing in your room right there.
So I had something to do with you forming a band.
He saw that would not have happened if we hadn't, like, jammed. Like, I rarely was at a drum set, a practice kit, a real kit. Rarely would I sit behind one. And I sat behind that kit. We were recording it for some reason, did it flawlessly in one take. And then, like, a year or maybe 2 later, someone saw it and was like, "We should jam."
I had no idea
and I was like,
about this.
Why not? Yes, that's how it happened. Ben, you've met Ben.
So Ben
He
saw that
video and went, like, "Do you want to jam sometime?" And I was like, "No."
I had no idea about this.
I was like, I don't know how to play the drums.
Things you could have told me yesterday.
That's
from Wedding Singer, the movie.
Oh, that's right.
Because things you could have told me yesterday. Well,
That's
I'm
so
honored.
real.
I'm honored to know that I had some piece, even though I think that you would have had the great success you would have had no matter what. I do
Thank
feel
you.
really honored to have played a little bit of part in
It's
your journey.
huge because you were the first person to, like, you know, invite me into their home that also had something for me to practice with. I was just going to Guitar Center like every couple weeks and like embarrassing myself at the kit that they have sitting right there just so I could get some kind of practice on my own.
Yeah.
And so you were the first person that I met, because I met you very early on in my time in LA. I had only been here, when I met you, I had only been here for like 2 years. I've now been here for 7. So I met you
crazy.
very early on in my time in LA. But, you know, regardless, you were the first person to, you know, welcome me into their home, and you happened to have a practice kit, and so I started playing with that. And then, yeah, Ben saw that video, said we should jam, and I said no. I was like, I don't know how to play the drums.
Yeah.
And he said, the fuck? You literally, yeah, you do. Like, what is wrong? What? And I was like, fine. I was like, what's the worst that could happen? You know? Because you never, as a musician, I feel like a lot of the time it's pretty common. You never feel like it's good enough. And that's how I felt. Because I didn't have real experience even behind a real drum kit. Mm-hmm. But we jammed the one time, came up with some crazy shit, Trader Joe's song.
Trader Joe's song. I love the Trader Joe's song.
The first time we jammed ever, we created that. That was the first time
I remember the video you sent
together.
me.
That was the first time we had ever played together. And we just jammed on it and made it up. How Ben even found me in the first place was I was selling jewelry. And you know this because I've made you stuff and we've talked about it. Mm-hmm. But I had been in the hospital with my kidney stones, right?
Yeah.
I had been in and out of the hospital for like a month at this point. And I was like, I am broke. I haven't been able to work in a month. I'm fucked. Like, I was, you know, trying to, I think it was a GoFundMe. I put together a GoFundMe. And yeah, just to help pay for bills while I was out of work for a month and whatever. And my friend, a friend of mine, had posted the GoFundMe with some jewelry pieces of mine. And that friend's father was in a band that Ben really liked or like had some history with or something. And so he was following my friend. She posted my jewelry. He saw my jewelry, went to my page, saw that I played drums, and was like, we should jam. Mind you, he bought like $200 worth of jewelry from me. He donated it, right? But my thing was, if you donate, I'll make you something. So like that was he donated $200, and I was like, well, what the fuck? What am I gonna do? And I came up with some really good stuff. I made him like a few things and really cool. But and then later, yeah, he saw the video of us jamming, and that was it.
It was meant to be.
That was it. And we've been playing ever since. But it was because of the video of us playing Sultans of Swing.
Yeah, Sultans of Swing. If nobody's ever heard it, check out the Dire Straits, Sultans of Swing.
If nobody's ever heard it, you should definitely check out the Dire Straits.
Honestly, as a guitarist of almost, how many years I've been playing? Since I was 15, and I'm 48 now. So do the math.
You're not 48.
I'm 48.
No, you're not.
I moisturize. That's why I look a lot younger than I am.
You're not 48. No, he's literally lying.
I'm 48. Yeah.
He's literally 40.
19,
he just turned 40.
I just turned 40. Yeah,
I'm not 48. 40.
No, I'm not 48. Yeah, I wasn't born in 1975. I was born in 1985.
Well,
Yeah,
so you're 32.
Yeah, I'm 32,
One.
guys. We have a cat. We have a kitty coming in, Caddy, and we keep all the. We don't cut out things on this episode unless we have NDAs.
Yes.
Let me get that mic closer to you. Hold on. Oh yeah, hold on.
Yes.
This is on the wide shot.
Yes. There's I'm a cat on me right now. So.
Get as close.
Yes, I have a cat on me
As
right
close
now.
to the mic as possible, so it
he's-
feels like we're doing ASMR. See this
Can you
ASMR?
see Kitty?
We're doing a late night. Look at the kitty. Yeah, Kitty is in the shot,
You can see him.
and we can see him. Yes. So okay, what was the last thing we were just talking about? And if you get as close to the mic as possible, so we can hear you perfectly, like so you see how you hear me. Do you hear me? See how perfect that sounds? Kitty, you are a gorgeous boy. I could see you. So yeah, wanted to be on a podcast. You had no idea what you were getting into.
I was low-key, I was trying to drool because I thought it'd be funny, but
It is funny. Okay, we're on Labor Day, Monday, and we have no idea what we're doing, but this still counts as a podcast, I believe.
Thank you for your kind words. Genuinely, I don't think I properly acknowledge that. I really
You
appreciate
probably
what you
acknowledge
said.
that. Which part?
Just your kind words about my current music endeavors. Because
Well, like anytime anybody actually goes and plays live, I appreciate that. That is amazing when you go out and play live in front of
Scary.
people. Even if it's all your friends and stuff in there, it's not all your friends always. But to go out there and to perform in front of people.
it's really scary.
So we're going to end the podcast right there. And thank you all for joining us. And remember to check out LIPRASH. LIPRASH.
One word, like a rash on your lip.
Yeah,
One
like
word.
a rash on your lip. Check out their Instagram. You're on Instagram. And you guys are awesome. And
Thank
I
ya.
want to say that I had everything to do with your success. And I taught you,
You
everything.
did.
I taught you everything you needed to know about drumming. And
It's true.
It's true. I taught you about everything about timing and what it means to be a real drummer.
It's all about your ears.
It's all about the ears.
You taught me that, man. Well, listen.
I did. I'm very honest about that because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be the drummer you are today.
No.
And I believe that I have the greatest timing and feel for drumming.
You do.
In the history of all drummers.
You do. Because you
I
can
do.
do some shit that I can't do.
I have something that people crave. I have taught many drummers. I teach. If you get this is a little side note, if you want to go to my drumming classes for kids, I teach all kinds of drumming classes for young youth. And okay, I've
He
said
does
too
that.
much.
I am the youth. I'm the youth he's talking about.
If you want to be a punk drummer as well, I also teach punk drumming. And
You got to
that's
be
a-
21 plus because he's going to get you
21
drunk.
plus. And you have to wear eyeliner before you take my course.
You're not wearing eyeliner.
That's just I'm the instructor. So if you're the student,
Oh, I
right.
see. If you're the president, then you can't go to jail because
That's right. Okay, our AC just turned on. Okay, we're gonna say goodbye for now. We're gonna go eat some Dave's hot chicken and
Alex.
check out LIPRASH. We're here with Blayke Rose, great drummer, and we're happy to have you. Thank you for joining us.
I love you, Alex. We really should
Love
do
you
this
too.
again when I'm not so inebriated because I really I want to talk to you. And we weren't all there this time. But
We're not all there.
We're not. But let's do this again.
We'll do it again. And do I have? Okay, we're gonna do this again. And thank you all for listening. And we are out for tonight. We're gonna go eat some chicken, hot chicken.
I love you,
All right,
Alex.
bye-bye. Thank
I
you.
love you.
We
Bye
love
bye.
you too.
I love you,
All right,
people.
bye-bye.
Bye.